Ever wish you could have a fun card making event without needing like 16 embossing machines and 27 punches? Well, let me share with you how I have really big, like up to 16 to 20 people coming card events, in-person card events that run smoothly, joyfully, and stress-free. I'm Julia with Julia Sue's Stamping. Thanks so much for being here and hanging out with me for a few minutes today. So what I'm talking about that I'm hosting right now is a really big Cards for Christ group, which is a ministry I started at our church. It has become such a gift to me. I provide all the supplies, and everyone who comes donates $5 to $10, which goes to cover the adhesives and envelopes that we need for the next time. I donate absolutely all the rest as my gift to the church. And the secret to keeping all of these crafters stress-free and confident, it's actually simpler than you think. However, before we get started, I want to be sure to let you know that I do have a free downloadable PDF tutorial with all of the instructions, the measurements, everything, supplies for the cards that I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. I do have a link down in the description, so please be sure you check it out. And it doesn't matter if you are prepping for a big group like I do, or if you're simply making a card or two for yourself. You'll be able to use that PDF with confidence. Please also be sure to like and hit subscribe for the video if you would please. This really helps grow my small business and I appreciate your support. Are you ready to see my magic formula? Okay, let's go. Nearly everyone who comes to my events is a beginner. So the projects have to be quick, easy, and almost completely prepped. I usually have them already in their envelope like this. That means that there's no embossing machines, no paper trimmers, just scissors and punches, because they're pretty good at punches, and at first that was also a concern, but they've gotten better. I prep as much as humanly possible in advance because the more done beforehand, the more relaxed everyone will feel. But here's the twist that gets me every single time, especially now that I'm mostly an online demonstrator. I no longer have multiples of tools like I used to when I was 100% in person. So I designed two versions of the same card. Now they're going to look identical in layout, but they're going to use different shapes like this so that everyone isn't waiting on a single punch. For instance, for one card, perhaps the sentiment will be stamped and punched like this one with the 1 7/8. Okay, I'll say that again. With the 1 7/8 inch circle punch. Then it's layered on the 2-inch circle punch with black, and then onto a die cut stylish shapes circle. Now I know my camera usually doesn't like gold very well, so it's a bit shiny on there. It's all good. All right, for the matching card that I made to coordinate with this one, however, and it will be a little different. I have different shapes that I'm going to use. I have a 2-inch square, I've got a 2 1/8 inch square, and then a stylish shapes die cut square. No bottlenecks at this event. And the clever part, well, is this lets beginners choose their favorite layout without ever realizing that I have solved a tool supply dilemma. Yay! So what I do is I set up 4 tables, and each one will have one project on it. When people finish, they move on to another table. This helps keep the flow steady and lets me help where I'm needed instead of racing all over the room. I also only put one ink pad on each table. And for this project, it's going to be the Memento Tuxedo Black ink pad. That way, there are no ink accidents, no mixing of the colors, and beginners instantly know that they're using the right stamp pad. So let me show you the card that I'm going to be demonstrating. And this is the one with the square layers, and everyone's just going to love it. I'll pull all the supplies out of the envelope. And there's some more in there. There we go. All right. It starts with a basic white card base layer. And it has been cut your usual size, which is 5.5 by 8.5, scored and now folded at 4 1/4. I'm going to have this be a portrait style card like the other one has been. So for the designer series paper, I'm using the Modern Christmas Specialty Designer Series paper. That's the same as what was used on this one. One side is this adorable Christmas tree look, and the other side is black dots on a white base. This is going to give the beginners the freedom to choose. They can make a holiday card or they can make a non-holiday card, whichever one they need for that evening. So what I'm going to do is put this card, this designer series paper, onto a basic black base here to mat it. The designer series paper has been cut 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and the black layer is 4 by 5 1/4. But you don't need to worry about remembering those measurements. I do have everything on the PDF tutorial for you. Next, this is going to be put onto the card base with dimensionals. So I make sure I put one in the middle. You can use more dimensionals if you want, just something to help lift it up, give it shadow. And then we're going to place it down on the card base, and we're good to go. Next, I have a strip of designer series paper. This is gold stars on a basic black background, and I'm going to layer this onto some basic white. So the designer series paper, I think it's 3 1/4 by 4, and the white here is 1 by 4. Now I'm going to place this on the card base, and I'm going to put it on about 1 1/4 inches or so from the top of the card. So it's in that top third quadrant in there. Looks pretty good. All right. Now for the sentiment. So if it's punched, great. You just punch and layer. But like this one is a pre-cut 2-inch square, I'm going to be sure to use a photopolymer stamp so that the beginners can aim easily and get it right where they want it. They can see it. A lot of them really comment on this when they have to stamp onto something with a red cling. They complain. So it's a lot easier for beginners especially to use something that's photopolymer. I'm going to bring in the ink, and I'm using a stamp from the yet to be released Prayers and Promises from Stampin' Up. This is great. It's got lots of different really great sentiments. Since this is for Cards for Christ, I'm going to use this Bible verse because that's just going to be easier, and it kind of goes with the Cards for Christ thing. So inking up the stamp, and then I'm going to place it in the middle. And the great thing is, I always tell everyone, the cardstock has 2 sides. Use the other side if you feel like it's crooked. Also, to make cards look fancy when they're not fancy, layer, layer, layer. Especially for beginners. It's really great to layer your cardstocks and things so that you feel like it's fancier. It looks fancier right away when things are layered than when they're not. I put it onto a 2 1/8 inch basic black, and now I'm going to adhere this to a die cut square from the Stylish Shapes out of gold foil. So I simply put some dimensionals on, and then I put it right onto the gold foil. And what I love about this is the gold foil, the stylish shapes also has that little stitching look all around the sides. So that is just beautiful, adds a nice touch, great dimension. Now we're simply going to layer this sentiment piece directly onto the center of the strips that we have here. All right, very nice. The card is done. It's clean, it's quick, and very beginner friendly, but still looks classy and gorgeous. And one of my top tricks, leave that inside blank. With a white card base, it saves cardstock and lets people personalize it for any purpose. However, they can stamp a sentiment inside if they want to, or if it's a color base, then I do provide a matte and a white piece to lay inside so that the card looks fancy inside with little layering as well, with still plenty of room to write. So each person makes 2 projects to donate to the church and 2 projects that they take home. So they make 4 total. Seeing them create something beautiful, some of them for the very first time, is such a joy. And every single time we meet, the group grows because crafting together builds connection. So if you're thinking of hosting an in-person event, keep it simple, prep ahead, and design projects that are going to make beginners feel like pros. And remember, I do have a free PDF tutorial just for you. Click the link down below and grab a copy of it for yourself. Thanks again for joining me. If you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be your crafty coach. However, if you do, that's absolutely fantastic. I hope you have a wonderful day today and that you have a chance to get inky. Bye.